Mach 3.2. That is crossing an entire country while you drink a coffee. The F-47, the sixth-generation fighter nobody expected, has just broken all records for speed and stealth, becoming the worst nightmare of any enemy radar. Today we are going to gut its best-kept secrets. But quick, before breaking the sound barrier, click subscribe, activate the bell, and leave your like so you don't miss anything. Fasten your seatbelt because we are taking off vertically. Let's go! Let's talk about what it carries inside, because here is where things get really serious. The heart of the F-47 are two variable cycle engines from General Electric known as the XA100 series. This technology is crazy because it allows the engine to change its configuration in mid-flight. Imagine you have an engine that saves fuel like a commercial plane when you go quietly, but turns into a rocket of pure power when you need to enter combat. Thanks to this, the F-47 can reach a speed of Mach 3.2, which is more than 3,900 kilometers per hour. That is crossing an entire country in the time it takes you to finish a coffee. But it is not just running for the sake of running, it is how it does it. This plane has an internal load capacity of 10 tons of weaponry. To give you an idea, that is as if the plane were carrying 5 large pickup trucks hidden in its belly so no one sees them by radar. All this moves thanks to a fiber optic flight control system, no old copper cables. Here information travels at the speed of light, allowing the plane to correct its position thousands of times per second. And there is a dark reason for using light instead of electricity: resistance to electromagnetic pulse. If a nuclear bomb detonated in the atmosphere, frying the circuits of all conventional planes, the F-47 would keep flying as if nothing had happened, since its nervous system is immune to radiation. The structure is reinforced with an aerospace-grade titanium and aluminum alloy that allows the pilot to perform turns so tight that any other plane would break into 1,000 pieces. We are talking about withstanding pressures of up to 12 GS, which means the pilot's body ends up weighing 12 times more than normal in the middle of a maneuver. It is a brutal pressure that only the best in the world can endure. To achieve this, the flight suit is not a simple uniform. It is a soft exoskeleton that compresses the pilot's legs and abdomen automatically to prevent blood from going down to the feet and keep him conscious while the world spins at impossible speeds. Furthermore, the skin of the plane is not static paint. It is covered in active metamaterials that absorb radar waves and bend them around the fuselage, making the plane, for practical purposes, a black hole in the sky. The most shocking thing is that this deployment was not just a routine test in an empty desert. On February 5th of this same year, 2026, an incident was reported that left all analysts with their hairs standing on end. 2 units of the F-47 were detected, or rather, not detected, until they appeared out of nowhere to intercept an object flying at 80,000 feet over the Pacific Ocean. According to leaked reports, the object was not a normal plane, but a hypersonic test glider launched by a rival power moving at Mach 5. Any other fighter would have seen that target pass as a blur, but the quantum computers on board the F-47 calculated the interception trajectory in nanoseconds, placing themselves in a perfect firing position without turning on a single active radar. At that altitude, the air is so thin that there is almost no oxygen, and most current fighters run out of breath. But the F-47 moved like a fish in water thanks to its vector control surfaces. The radars of nearby ships only saw static, while the pilots reported by radio total stability at temperatures of 60 degrees below zero. The pilots who handle these beasts are not common guys. It is said that the selection program started 5 years ago and that only 10 people on the entire planet are authorized to climb into that cockpit. They do not wear normal helmets. They use a mounted display system that allows them to see through the plane. If the pilot looks down, he does not see the floor of the cockpit. He sees the ground of the earth because external cameras project the image directly into his eyes. It is like being a god in the sky. The precision is such that they can identify a coin 10 kilometers away using their latest generation infrared sensors. But well, tell me one thing. Do you believe this plane is really the peak of human technology? Or is there something they are hiding from us about its origin? Leave your comment below right now because I want to know what you think. And let's continue. What is coming is going to leave you cold. The F-47 does not just fire missiles, that is already a thing of the past century. This bug comes equipped with a directed energy system by JF-20, basically a high-power laser powered by the same engine as the plane. This laser can fire bursts of invisible light that heat the circuits of an enemy drone until it explodes, or simply melt the tip of a nuclear missile in mid-flight. The most incredible thing is that it does not run out of ammo. As long as the engine is on, the laser can keep firing. To achieve this feat without losing power in flight, the plane uses a bank of liquid graphene supercapacitors that store excess energy from the turbines in milliseconds, allowing consecutive firing bursts without affecting thrust. This turns the F-47 into a platform of infinite persistence, capable of protecting an airspace for hours without needing to return to base to reload physical ammunition. Furthermore, it has an electronic warfare capability that looks like something out of a movie. It can hack enemy defense systems from the air, sending false signals so radars see 1,000 planes where there is only one, or worse yet, so they see nothing at all. This has caused a global political earthquake in recent weeks. Rival powers have had to call emergency meetings because their multi-billion-dollar defenses are now basically scrap metal against the F-47. Maintaining a single one of these machines costs a fortune. There is talk of $70,000 for every hour of flight. This is because its skin, that special coating called Smart Skin, must be checked by robots after every mission to ensure it does not have a single scratch that could reflect a radar wave. And it is not just about expensive paint. This skin incorporates active plasma stealth technology. In situations of extreme threat, the plane can ionize the air around its leading edges, creating a plasma bubble that absorbs electromagnetic waves, making it invisible even to the most modern quantum radars. It is a logistics nightmare involving more than 500 people per squadron, working 24 hours a day, so this Phantom remains the absolute king of the airspace. What we are seeing with the F-47 is not just an advance. It is the end of an era and the beginning of another where the human being is no longer the limit. To size up the magnitude of this project, the total estimated investment from its secret design phase in the year 2020 until its revelation this year exceeds $60 billion. Each unit is a jewel of engineering that uses an aluminum and lithium alloy combined with carbon nanotubes, which gives it a structural resistance never before seen in military aviation. This allows it to perform immediate post-combustion maneuvers without the fuselage suffering thermal fatigue. But the most terrifying thing for enemies is its cloud battle management system and its ability to act as a mothership. The F-47 does not fly alone. It connects in real time with low-orbit satellites and ground units, creating a shared battle map where it can mark and destroy targets that are not even in its field of view. But its real ace up the sleeve is swarm control. A single pilot can command up to 6 unmanned combat drones known as Valkyries, which fly in formation with the main fighter. These drones act as shields, scouts or kamikazes receiving direct mental orders from the pilot, who stays safe in the rear while his digital children dismantle enemy defenses. It is said that in tests conducted at the Nevada firing range in late January, a single F-47 was capable of neutralizing an entire anti-aircraft defense network composed of S-400 systems without being detected a single time. The precision of its sensors is so absurd that it can distinguish between a real tank and an inflatable decoy more than 100 kilometers away, analyzing heat signature and metal density. Furthermore, the plane has a life support system for the pilot that uses artificial intelligence to monitor oxygen levels and blood pressure in real time. If the pilot loses consciousness due to the force of the maneuvers, the plane takes total control automatically, stabilizes the ship, and looks for a safe zone until the human recovers. It is a machine that takes care of its pilot as if he were part of its own structure. The logistics to move this plane are also impressive. It requires a specialized transport team that uses C-17 cargo planes just to carry the spare parts and diagnostic computers needed for a single mission away from its main base. There is no doubt that we are facing the alpha predator of the 21st century, a machine designed so that the war ends before the enemy knows it has begun. In conclusion, the F-47 has arrived to rewrite military history. It is more than a plane, it is the start of a new era where human and machine merge to dominate the airspace. The data is there, the tests are real, and the impact on global geopolitics is already being felt strongly in every corner of the planet. It is the guardian of the skies that nobody expected, but is already here to stay and watch from the heights where no one else can reach. Now it is your turn to decide. Is the F-47 the definitive weapon to guarantee world peace? Or is it simply the start of an arms race with no return that could put us all in danger? Leave your answer in the comments right now, because I want to read every one of your theories about this giant of the air. And if you like this video, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and leave your like. See you soon.